Hi.
Hi. Okay. So we came to a consensus. So we decided on doing 5, 15, 25, 35, and 45 milliliters of bleach for our levels of independent variable.
Okay, so then how much of the solution B?
So if we're keeping the volume at 50 consistent,
Up to you
then
guys.
if it were to be 5 milliliters of bleach, then 45 of solution B, and then so on.
Not and so on, you tell me.
45, and then 35, and then 25, 15, 5.
Like that?
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay. So we're going to call this level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5.
Okay. And then, yeah, we're just splitting up which group is responsible for each.
Yes, I do want you guys to figure out, like, theoretically how that would work. I get that I'm going to do it all.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can you distribute this information and I'll start mixing stuff?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay. All right. So we have our levels. Level 1 will be 5 milliliters of bleach to 45 milliliters of solution B. Level 2 will be 15 milliliters of bleach, 35 milliliters of solution B. Level 3, 25 to 25. Level 4, 35 milliliters of bleach to 15 milliliters of solution B. Level 5, 45 milliliters of bleach and 5 milliliters of solution B. That was fast. It was because it's supposed to be. Get your information from your lab leaders. Let's start with level 1. We are going to start with our, let's see here, this is solution B. So let's start over here with the bleach. 5 milliliters of solution A. Oh, you know what I just realized? I can't measure 5 milliliters in a 100 milliliter graduated cylinder. So timeout, or actually, let me skip to solution, or level 2. And I need to grab a different graduated cylinder for level 1. For level 2, it's going to be 15 milliliters of bleach with 35 of the solution B. Did you hear what I just said about the I can't measure 5? I have a 10 milliliter graduating cylinder in my room. I just have to go get it.
So can we still use 5?
Yeah. I just figured I would skip that one for now and give you guys some data to start working on, and then I'll do that one last. Does that work? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll do 15. And to be honest, I should really measure 15 milliliters in a 25 milliliter graduated cylinder, but that I don't have. So here's my 15 milliliter of bleach, and I'm going to mix that with 35 milliliters of level 2. Or for level 2 will be 35 milliliters. All right, and when I do, I want to see what the actual temperature is. So I've got my probe, and if anyone's interested, I will show this on the dot cam in Zoom. I'll also read it out loud, of course, because I know a lot of you don't want to be bouncing in and out of breakout rooms like crazy pants. So there's dot cam, just in case anybody wants to come see it. So right now, the temperature of just the bleach is 19.0 degrees Celsius. Again, this is level 2, 19.0 degrees Celsius, before I've mixed solution B. Now, unknown B has been sitting at room temperature for the same amount of time as the bleach. So it would also be at 19. I don't want to mix the two because I don't want to pre-mix like the solutions. I want to see the heat all at once. So here we go. We're adding unknown B. And we're up to 24.4, 24.7, 25.0, 25.1, 25.0. 25.1. I'm going to give it a little stir. 25.4, 25.5. 25.5, 25.5, 25.6. Notice I'm mixing this in a styrofoam cup. There's probably a reason for that. Still at 25.6. And still at 25.6. So I'm going to call this at max temperature here for level 2, 25.6 degrees Celsius. Starting at an original 19 degrees Celsius. Level 2. I'm going to switch this out for a different cup now. And I'm going to mix level 3. Now level 3 is going to be 25 milliliters of each of them, actually. So there's my 25 milliliters of bleach. And I'm going to mix 25 milliliters of the unknown solution. Notice how I have everything in completely separate labeled containers to avoid cross-contamination there. All right, so now I'm going to grab a little paper towel and wipe off my thermometer. So there's no cross-contamination there either. And I'm going to get the initial temperature of the mixture here. And big surprise, we are at 19.0, the same initial temperature from before. So now I'm going to add solution B and see what the temperature change might be. All right, give it a little stir. 29.7, 29.8, 29.9, 30.0, 30.0. Still 30.0. Keeping my agitation consistent, right? 30.0. Still no change. So I think I'm going to call it. Maximum temperature for level 3, 30. Oh, wait, I lied. It went up a degree. 30.1. Now it's kind of flickering between 30.0 and 30.1, but our maximum temperature is 30.1 degrees Celsius. I'm going to go ahead and move on to level 4. Clean this guy off. Make sure we don't have any cross-contamination. I'm going to get a brand new cup. So we're going to mix level 4, where we have 35 milliliters of bleach. There we go. Go ahead and put that in the graduated cylinder. And then we have 15 milliliters of solution B. There we go. All right, so let's get our initial temperature. All right, exactly 19.0 again. 19.0 degrees Celsius. It does say 0.0 each time. So now I'm going to mix in my 15 milliliters of solution B. We get 21.8, jump to 30.6, 32.9, 33.6, 34.5, 34.8, 34.9, 35.0, 35.0, 35.0, and still 35.0. Seeming like we've hit our plateau here. Give it another second, just in case. 35.0 still. So we're going to call it 35.0 degrees Celsius for level 4. All right, new cup. Now for level 5, we're doing 45 milliliters of bleach. So we'll go ahead and put our bleach in the cup. And then only 5 milliliters of solution B. So I think I've hit the point where I've got to go grab that graduated cylinder. So it'll take me just a second to run to my room. I'll be right back. Okay, don't run in the lap, right? Got it. 10 milliliter graduated cylinder. So we have 45 of the bleach in. We need 5 of solution B. So we're going to use, because there are no markings under the 10 milliliter of the 100 milliliter graduated cylinder. So we're going to switch over to the 10 milliliter one and do 5 milliliters. Actually, I'm going to use my funnel too so I don't spill. Well, I went a little bit over. Let's try that again. All right. So now I got 5 milliliters in. Let's get our baseline temperature ready. All right. Unfortunately, it's getting a little bit colder in here. My baseline temperature for level 5 is 18.9 degrees Celsius. So we dropped 1/10 of a degree. 18.9 degrees Celsius to start. All right, ready to add our 5 milliliters. (22.4, 23.6, 23.4, 23.5, 23.6, 23.7, 23.7, 23.7, oh, 23.8, 23.9, 24.0, 24.0, 24.0, 24.0. And that seems to be our plateau, 24.0. All right, so that'll do it for level 5. Now that I have the right glassware, let's go back to level 1. So we've done levels 2 through 5. Now we're going to go back to level 1, where it was only 5 milliliters of the bleach. So again, I'm going to use the graduated cylinder here to try to pour only 5 milliliters of bleach. Very slowly. All right. Whew, just barely. So there's my 5 milliliters of bleach. There's barely anything in there. And then we're going to go to 45 milliliters of solution B. Oh, wow. Sorry. Almost did a bad thing. Didn't mix yet. So let me get my initial temperature. clear this off, make sure there's nothing on it. And there's not a whole lot to dip it in. So I'm going to try to gather it off to the side, kind of tilt it, so that way there's enough to submerge the probe of the thermometer. And so we can get our initial temperature here. It says 19.7, which doesn't seem right to me. So I think I might refill this 5 milliliters. New cup, nothing in it. Maybe I did accidentally put a drop in there or something. Okay, so there's my 5 milliliters. And let me double check the volume on this. 45 milliliters. Wipe this off again. Put our 5 milliliters in. So now again, we're going to kind of gather the liquid on the side. And that looks better. We got 19.0 this time. 19.0 to start. So then we're going to add our 45 milliliters. All right, and we got 21.2, 21.3. Mix it. 21.4. 21.4. 21.4. 21.4. Still 21.4. So I believe that is our final temperature for level 1, 21.4 degrees Celsius. All right. And that's going to do it for one level of each trial. It is now 5:25, so let's actually go ahead and come back together to figure out kind of next steps and where we're going to go from here, how we're going to finish this. So I'll give you guys like 2 or 3 minutes and then make your way back to the main room. Everything worked like you see it all on the YouTube and you could hear it. You could hear it. I was so excited the audio.